But Ibrahim Farhat, he's the Associate Professor of Conflict Resolution at the Doha Institute. If we just expand on what Zaina was talking about, the arrival of Ali Larijani can't be underestimated in terms of the negotiating power and who is vying against who. We've got the US on one side supporting Israel's claim and function. We've also got Nabi Berri, the Speaker of the Lebanese Parliament, now being supported, one might think, by the Iranians. How does this negotiation or conversation go behind closed doors, do you think?
Yeah, this is a very critical time, actually, with an outgoing U.S. administration and a new incoming U.S. administration where things are trying to wrap up before this U.S. administration goes that has been sponsoring this war for a long time. Now, negotiations is a reflection of the balance of power on the ground. And we are seeing senior officials from Iran are visiting Lebanon, Beirut, but also we are hearing statements of strong, serious support to Hezbollah on the ground, of arming and supporting Hezbollah on the ground. So this is where things that Iran is trying to play all these variables all together with the U.S. administration change and with the political support and also military support on the ground of supporting Hezbollah in order to have a say in the final outcome of these negotiations that is trying to be a reflection of the balance of power on the ground.
We know that Hezbollah has unwavering support from Iran, and of course Nabi Berri speaking on their behalf will have influence within the country. Israel has the support of the US, but we've seen in the past, 15 months or so, it doesn't listen to the US, despite the fact that the US, as a lame duck supporter, continues to arm Israel, but doesn't listen to the US. So one wonders what that ceasefire proposal that the US are bringing in might not be worth the paper that it's actually written on, because the real power at the moment really is held with Nabi Berri, maybe Hezbollah, in this whole scenario right now.
It is difficult, actually, to recall in recent history that the U.S. administration has been in a worse position when it comes to the manipulation of Israeli politicians in these circumstances. This has been absolutely the worst, where the U.S. is providing the arming, the finances, and the diplomatic support of two wars in Lebanon and in Gaza, and has no say in it, has no say in the proceedings of this war, and is just being manipulated by the Israeli government. So what Hochstein is doing, the U.S. envoy, actually is more of a facilitator rather than a negotiator. There's a big difference between being a negotiator and have a role in the negotiations and then the final outcome, and being a facilitator. A facilitator is carrying messages rather than making decisions and exerting the pressure that the U.S. administration can do on both parties, actually, not just the Israeli government, but also on the Lebanese. But the U.S., this lame duck administration, chose to be just to play the facilitator role and be at the desire of the Israeli politicians in Tel Aviv.
And just briefly, Ibrahim, let me just bring this in that Israel has opened so many fronts, one on Gaza, one on the Houthis in Yemen, one on southern Lebanon and Syria. This whole issue about the Litani River and controlling south of the Litani River, which is sovereign Lebanese territory, also brings Israel into confrontation with the UN, because UNIFIL are supposed to monitor this. And we've seen UNIFIL troops be attacked by the Israelis right now. If this continues, this then opens yet another front, a diplomatic front, which involves the rest of the world, because they're all UN members.
Absolutely, absolutely. There has been several serious attacks, deliberate attacks, and that's on UNIFIL. And UNIFIL officials have made, these statements as well. So I think that's now where the struggle is on the southern part of Lebanon, under the Litani River, where the Lebanese government will be there also as part of any provisional agreements that's on the ceasefire there. So this is going to be the hottest area where the UN, Israel, Lebanon, the Lebanese government, and Hezbollah also will all be players in this area. And that's why Israel is trying to impose its terms on the future of this area.
It'll be interesting to see what comes out of the press conference, if there is one later in the day. For the moment, Ibrahim Farad, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.